Hey, cello yogis. So I had a question from one of the yogis, Christy, who was asking last week about how to improve your intonation or your tuning while you're playing the cello. So she had mentioned that sometimes she has a hard time hearing whether a note she's playing is in tune or out of tune. So partially to get really, really good intonation, what you need to be doing is working on your sense of tuning inside your head. So what I call the inner ear, your mind's ear. And to improve your mind's ear, the cello as an instrument is a little bit of a difficult instrument because we don't have frets, like a guitarist. We don't have keys like a piano. So the very best way I find to improve your mind's ear is to get some really basic piano keyboard skills. So I don't know if you can see, but I have my piano keyboard next to me here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some simple exercises where we play notes on the keyboard, then we're going to sing them out loud, and then we're going to translate them onto the cello, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to find the note C on the keyboard. I'll put a little, maybe I'll put a PDF underneath this video so that you can see the notes on the keyboard if you're not familiar with them. But what you're going to do is you're going to find the note C, a low C on your piano. So on a piano keyboard, the C that is our lowest C on the cello is 2 octaves below middle C. So on my keyboard, it's the very lowest note because this is a 5-octave keyboard. And what we're going to do, I'll just put down my cello for a second so you can kind of see what I'm doing here, is we're going to play half steps starting on this lowest C. So you're going to find your lowest C, and we're going to play half steps going up, just 5 of them. So we're going to play C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. And then you're going to go back. Right? So you're starting on C, and it's white key, black key, white key, black key, white key. Okay, so that's your first step. You're going to play that up and down. This is a little half-step scale, or also known as a chromatic scale. Okay, and then after you've done that, you're going to sing these notes while playing them on the piano. So we're going to sing C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, D sharp, D, C sharp, C, la, 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 la. So what you're doing here is you're training your mind's ear to hear those notes. Now, after you feel like you can sing them pretty well, and don't feel like you have to have a really good singing voice, that's not necessary for this, but just a kind of a good idea in your mind of what they sound like. La, 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 la. You're then going to pick up your cello. So let me get my cello here. And you're going to play those same notes on the cello. So these notes here, the C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, and then going back down, those are notes up here in the half position of your cello. So you're playing open C, C sharp with 1, D with 2, D sharp with 3, then E with 4, and then back. Okay, so you play those and then try singing them while you play them. La, 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 la. And if at any point you're not sure what it's supposed to sound like, you just go back to your keyboard and you play those notes like that. So what you would do to start working on your ear is to repeat this simple pattern on all 4 strings. So the next string is the G. So you would find the G above the C that you're playing on the keyboard, then play the same pattern. And then sing it. La, 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 la. Then try playing it. And then try singing it while you're playing. La, 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 la. And you would repeat this exercise on all 4 strings. Now this is just the beginning of starting to really train your mind's ear. On the piano though, it's a really good idea to get a piano keyboard because the piano keyboard is a really good way to train your ear. You can train your ear to hear half steps like we just did. We can also train it to hear intervals like a second, where you would go say from C to D, while ignoring the half step in between, right? So C, D. This is called a second in music, or a third, or a fourth, or a fifth. Right? And you would do the same thing as we just did with this half steps. You could take the interval, the 2 notes, play them back and forth, and then sing them, and then try playing them on your cello. And I think this is the most direct way to improve your tuning, is to be able to hear really, really well the half steps on a well-tempered keyboard where all of the steps are guaranteed to be in tune. And I hope that's helpful to you, Christy. I can, maybe in the future, I'll add some more videos about interval training, because that is actually a really, really powerful tool in order to improve your tuning. In my background, I was a piano player first, and I did a lot of ear training. So I found that that really helps my tuning, as well as singing. If you can hear something and you can sing it, it's a lot easier to play when you start to play it on your cello. So hopefully that helps you, and I hope you're having a merry holidays, and I'll see you guys in the new year.